Pass to the end zone. Pulled down. Touchdown. Antonio Brown for the second time today.
If there's always a place we can run to, there's always a place we belong. And if there's always a dream, it can only come true as long as we keep holding on. There's always a place.
After a full year of drama surrounding Le'Veon Bell's holdout and the Steelers underperforming dramatically, missing the playoffs in 2019, there's still no peace in sight for Pittsburgh going into the off-season. Star wide receiver Antonio Brown has made it very clear that he wants out, asking the team for a trade after repeated altercations between Brown and quarterback Ben Roethlisberger have come to light. With more and more rumors spreading on social media, it seems safe to say that AB has played his last game for the Steelers. He's expected to be a hot commodity on the trade market, often touted the best receiver in the NFL and having consistently outperformed everyone else over the past few years. We're gonna take a look at some film in a minute, analyzing what makes Antonio Brown so special and why he's going to transform whatever offense he ends up playing in. But before that, I'd like to quickly ask you to please leave a like on this video. It's the best form of simple feedback for any YouTuber and it helps me out a lot. Antonio Brown is coming off yet another stellar season for the black and gold, totaling 1,297 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns in his 2018 campaign, missing only Week 17 against the Cincinnati Bengals, which started the allegations that the receiver was looking for the door in Pittsburgh. Despite now being 30 years old, Brown will be a valuable target for teams this offseason. He has another 5 to 7 years in him at the highest level in the NFL. Let's get into breaking down some film. The greatest strength of Brown's game is that he has so many strengths. He is great at everything, which explains his consistency and why he always seems to put up numbers each year, no matter what. He's not one-dimensional. You can't take him away with just one adjustment like you can many other receivers. If you jam him at the line, he will get the release by using his hands well and just outrun your corner for a deep touchdown. If you give him space and show a lot of off coverage, they'll hit him with the quick screens in the backfield and let him use his quickness as a ball carrier to make the first guy miss and gain a first down almost guaranteed. This first clip I want to show highlights how well he works as a deep threat. Brown is one of the few receivers that turns the famous 50-50 ball into a ball that always favors the offense. Believe it or not, way back before the Super Bowl era, when the forward pass was an innovation to the NFL, many coaches wrote off the concept on passing the ball entirely. It used to be a saying that 3 things can happen when you throw the ball and one of them is good. Modern football has refuted that approach thoroughly. This play is from the Steelers' Week 1 overtime tie in Cleveland. Brown is at the top of your screen matched up one-on-one with standout rookie corner Denzel Ward. You can see that Ward's coverage is basically as good as it gets here. He takes away the inside for Brown on his first move, then stays with him step for step down the sideline. He puts his hand up right when he sees Brown going for the catch. Against most receivers, this pass is incomplete, and this clip will be used to teach cornerback technique. But Antonio Brown does not put DB highlights on film. He's doing a phenomenal job on fully turning his body towards the ball in full stride and box out Denzel Ward as he completes the catch through the ground. I'm also going to credit Big Ben for making the perfect throw on this play. To use another football proverb, he threw it where only his guy could get it. Now, this is not a 50-50 ball. A pass like this, thrown to the perfect spot with a receiver like AB, is an 80-20 ball. Demarius Randall is the lone free safety on this play, and he has no shot at all getting all the way to the pylon from center field in time to help. And for Ward, there's really nothing he can do. The only coaching point that I would want to point out for him is to try to turn his head around to give himself a better chance of getting a hand in there, breaking up the pass. Now remember what I just said about giving Brown off coverage in an attempt not to get beat deep like we just saw. Enter the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Brent Grimes' broken ankles on this play from Week 3. Let's do a quick pre-snap analysis of this play, brought to you by the Peyton Manning Foundation. Steelers are in gun trips left, isolating Brown at the top of your screen. We have a cover 1 man defense by the Bucs, 1 deep safety, 5 guys in man coverage, and a Darius Taylor, number 53, as an additional blitzer. This coverage is pretty easy to identify here. Grimes' stance suggests a cover 2 invert shell, but this linebacker here will be standing over the offensive tackle to cover the flat if that were the case. So it's an easy call for Big Ben. The Bucs are putting a hat on a hat, and Antonio Brown is the obvious matchup you want. He doesn't even read any coverage post snap, he just slings it to AB immediately. And this is exactly why it's a bad idea to give Brown 8 yards of space to work with. Not only does he just need 4 yards for a first down here, but he will beat a guy one-on-one in space with the ball in his hand, and in this case break it all the way for a touchdown. And finally we have this play from the Steelers' Week 11 game on the road in Jacksonville. On the bottom of the screen, the Steelers are running a curl and flat combo concept. And now here's the brilliancy from Brown on this play. He bails out his quarterback big time, and I mean big time. This is not a good play from Big Ben, but it will look great on the stat sheet. It's a 78-yard touchdown pass. Brown runs his curl and sits himself down in front of the line to gain, as drawn up in the play. Safety Tayshaun Gibson comes down to potentially jump that route and take it the other way, but he overcommits, and Brown feels Gibson shooting in behind him and immediately turns his round upfield. He just called a deep post for himself. You don't often see receivers making adjustments on the fly. Now, 2 points to call out about this play. First, Big Ben. Bad read. Ryan Switzer is the obvious guy on this play, wide open in the flat and ready to pick up an easy first down. I don't know if Big Ben just has that much respect for Jalen Ramsey's ability to come down and stop him short, or if he just flat out didn't see him. He hesitates in the pocket and for all intents and purposes should have gotten sacked. Which leads me to the second point. The Jaguars need to get home here. You're rushing a standard 4-on-5, you're calling yourself Saxonville. One of your pass rushers needs to step up. This play is lost up front for the Jags. If any QB has 5 seconds against zone coverage, he will find an open guy. And Tayshaun Gibson ends up looking silly on this play for coming down and closing that hole that Brown is trying to find, but it's really not his fault. The secondary has to trust these caliber guys up front to get home earlier and prevent this pass. And Brown just takes it home after he caught it. It's easy work for him in space. Antonio Brown is a special football player. You don't often have the opportunity to have a guy like that on your team. I have to imagine that guys like Kyle Shanahan and Frank Reich will be advertising this trade to their GMs. And I can't help but notice that those guys are way more creative offensive play callers than Mike Tomlin. It's easy to see Brown thrive in an offense for San Francisco or Indianapolis there. Now, there's no guarantee that the Steelers will trade him yet, but I'm sure excited to see him putting on a show on the field again next year, whichever jersey he will be wearing by then. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel, Beyond Football, by clicking the subscription button and letting me know who you want to see trade for Antonio Brown. With that, I will talk to you in the next video.